Welcome back. It's the final lap of the first edition of Business Morning for the week. We're talking about the ongoing Africa Development Bank AGM. It's the 50th annual general meeting in Abidjan, the capital of Côte d'Ivoire. It's a 5-day meeting which runs till the end of the week. That's the 29th of May, and is the first since the bank returned to its headquarters in Abidjan in 2014. Channel's business news editor Boason Omofaye is live in Abidjan for the meeting and joins me on telephone. Good morning, Boason. Thank you so much for coming through. Well, let's talk a little bit about the highlights for the meeting, the expectations. It is a 5-day crucial meeting, and so many things are expected to happen at this meeting, talking about the election of a new bank president and, of course, the welcoming of South Sudan as the 80th member of the AFDB.
It's a very crucial meeting, as usual, for this is Africa's #1 development finance institution, the AFDB. You're looking at 54 countries in Africa, 26 countries out from outside the continent. There's a total of 80 countries that will be represented. You're looking at close to 2,500 delegates to this conference. So this is as big as you can get when it comes to discussing development finance on the African continent. Now, you've mentioned some of the issues that will be on the agenda. However, there are critical issues within the global economic landscape that will be a critical concern to the delegates here. Don't forget, when AFDB was established 50 years ago, Africa was in a different state. Today, the situation is much different. Africa is much bigger. We are talking about 1 billion people. The population was far less than that 50 years ago. Now, you have emerging middle class in Africa now. You have need for more social infrastructure, roads, rail, waterways, land, air, and sea transportation. You need to fix hospitals. You need to also fix a number of issues emerging from diseases such as Ebola, very delicate in West Africa here. So the discussion here will be very, very critical, looking at what is happening at a global stage and how Africa will be positioning itself for the next year and perhaps some years to come. Now, there are three key areas there. What plans will be made to get Africa on track? What are the positions that are being taken, as well as the priorities for the continent? Those are the three key plans and priorities going forward for the continent.
Well, of course, today is supposed to be the launch of the flagship report. That's the 14th edition of the African Economic Outlook.
Yes. The economic and social issues in Africa over the last 1 year will be in that report that is being launched as I speak to you now. We'll get details of that for afternoon show on Business Incorporated at 1:30 local time. We'll get more details about that, get a hand on that report, and get some highlights of it to come out. But very important to know that one of the key issues that you will expect in the Africa Economic Outlook for 2015 will be the deadly disease of Ebola in West Africa, as well as challenges that are coming from insecurity, rapid.
Well, we seem to have lost connection there with Boason Omofaye, Channel's business news editor, talking to us live from Abidjan, the capital of Côte d'Ivoire, venue of the 50th annual general meeting of the Africa Development Bank. Well, he's been giving us an update on what to expect and what the focus is going to be. Of course, the theme for this year is Africa and the new global landscape. From what he said, Africa has evolved since the Africa Development Bank was actually inaugurated 50 years ago. The population is now about 1 billion, and so many things have happened in the space of time. We've actually had issues with containing and battling the Ebola disease, which most African countries actually successfully conquered. Then there's also been the challenges from insecurity as well. Now, today there's supposed to be the official launch of the Africa Economic Outlook. It's the 14th edition of the African Economic Outlook, and it will focus, the presentation should be done at about now because the ceremony, the meeting is actually ongoing. It's one of the flagship publications of the African Development Bank, and every year the publication analyzes the performance and prospects of each of the continent's 54 countries, casts a spotlight on a particular topic and offers its analysis in comparable country profiles. Now, the 2-year projections for economic and social performance actually complement this report as well, broadening the perspectives. Now, we're coming in at a time when the African countries have faced a lot of challenges, and well, all deliberations at the ongoing annual general meeting of the Africa Development Bank. We'll get to find out more in the course of the day when Boason joins us, hopefully on the afternoon show, Business Incorporated. You can also be part of that show as well. But that's it on today's edition of the program. Many thanks for staying with us. I'm Harriet Agbini.